for hours.
Whole lot. Talking
So
a
long.
whole lot. We're gonna do a
Still
special
drinking.
edition. Special edition live. Special edition live, because you know what live does? It keeps you honest. It keeps you pure. Just like my pure Puerto Rican skin.
Jesus.
Do we give a shout out to
Was that
Kanye? Is there a
Was that
shout out
not
to
good?
Kanye West?
So
on
let's
this?
talk. Let's talk real quick about what the hell is going on in this country, because I feel as though California fucked up.
Oh, royally.
They did.
Royally.
They
How do you-
did.
How is your state deteriorating, and you allow to keep the governor there? Get Governor Newsom.
Are we
was
assuming
voted-
this was fair? Are we assuming this was fair?
Well, people showed up to vote, and I know that there's people that have no idea what actually happened.
Right.
People showed up to vote, and we're putting this all together right now at this point. So if it's all janky here, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry though. People showed up to vote, and they were told, "You already voted.
Makes no sense.
You already voted."
Tough
We were
luck.
talking about someone that showed up at 10:30 in the morning, and they opened at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Remember when the election went down? They were talking about they were getting mail-in votes from dead people.
Well, do you
Lots of
see?
them.
Have you been catching on to? They've actually been counting the votes by hand,
Mhm.
and they've been finding how many votes should not have counted.
Yep.
You're canceled.
Canceled.
That's
But this is
canceled.
honest. Look, I like my integrity.
Mm.
I like my honesty. I pride myself on it. You see it, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
Like only those who know what to look for see it.
Well, let me say this: since I am the only black guy on the panel, right?
Well, I don't know.
Since a
Hold on.
black guy-
Hold on, Dan.
Oh,
Dan.
Dan.
Allegedly.
Well,
Dan.
see,
Yeah.
Well,
see,
oh,
Austin's not on. Austin's not on. That's why. Austin's not on.
so given
Don't forget
given
the
that
producer.
given that visual fact, right? What they did to Larry Elder, Elder, by pretty much labeling him a Trump clone was 100% racist, right?
Larry was a racist.
Very racist. And to think that Nancy Pelosi was busting down the Colin Kaepernick knee back when Biden was running for office, like you could do no wrong as a black dude back during the Biden campaign. When we finally get a black dude that's running for office in the great, lovely state of California, you said he's a Trump clone?
Yeah, but he's the wrong party.
Oh, he's the wrong party. So that
Is
means
that what
he's
it
not
is?
black?
Is that what it is? Because I feel as though black Republicans get attacked.
All the
Oh,
time.
for sure.
What's a black Republican?
They don't exist.
They don't.
That's what I've been told.
Well, have you been
Yes.
noticing that there's been a lot more that have sprung up in the past year?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
The ones that like truth.
Oh, the ones that like freedom?
Is it
Integrity?
wrong? Is it wrong to actually support President Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. My 96-year-old aunt is black, and she can literally go through the entire shit that's going on right now and give you points and give you facts and be connected. And she's black.
Is it me or before he was president, the black community loved Donald Trump?
They
I mean,
did.
they
He was in
loved
every.
Donald.
Was he not the most Tribe Called Quest? Fife Dog
Lil
calls
Wayne,
himself
I mean, did
Donald
they-
Trump himself.
Weren't they all? Didn't they all quote Trump in their lyrics?
Everybody did.
Lil Wayne still likes Trump. He
Yo, I
pardoned,
pumped-
he
yo,
pardoned Lil Wayne.
And
pumps.
Kanye West.
I pumped.
And Kanye.
And
yes.
Kanye West.
Yeezy. But you know what Yeezy did
And
though?
oh yeah, Yeezy.
Tell me.
Yeezy, when he went and he had that little interview with Donald Trump, he had the hat on. He was in the White House. They had all the cameras on him and all the people in that office, and they all thought Kanye was crazy. But yeah, he was dropping knowledge about the welfare and how it destroyed Chicago and how it really put more people in poverty than uplifting them. You know, if you love welfare, then you love being poor.
Do you agree? Okay, so then do you agree that welfare did worse damage to the black community than the police department?
100%, because the police department provided jobs. Police department provided black police chiefs.
Union.
Police department provided, black
Retirement
security.
benefits.
Police department literally gave black folks the ability to uphold the Constitution, was protecting your black ass, right?
Yeah, but what about that welfare check?
That welfare check is fool's gold because it makes you. It just
Did
makes
it buy
you
your
not
soul?
want.
Did it buy the soul of the black American?
It did. It can. It allowed.
When I say black man, I'm so sorry. People of color, because Latinos were there as well, right? Latinos accepted that check in exchange for not working. White people, by the vast majority, actually, by the numbers, white people chose to accept that check instead of working. But do you not see what's happening right now, where we are paying people to not go to work?
Mm-hmm.
Are they introducing the universal basic income?
They're introducing communism to folks who don't know shit, right? Who don't want to do shit.
There were a lot of people that weren't born when USSR was around.
And that's what they know.
That was a whole lot of
they know that. They know that though. They know that.
But they don't know that. There's no way they know that.
No, not they. The powers that be know.
Right.
You know, every 10 years you have a whole new population of idiots. Right. Every 10 years.
Well, you can't say idiots. Hold on. I see this is where the middle ground that you say. You can't say idiots.
My bad.
Ignorance.
Right. Ignorance. And yeah, when you can't unlift it, unlift the veil of ignorance, especially when it comes to the black community, right? When you're being told every single day that your life is hard, it makes it easier for you to go in and accept that welfare check, because no one's expecting anything out of you. I'm not expecting someone on welfare to buy this house that's right next door to me that's vacant, that I know that if this black person had an ounce of education on buying that house, they will save money and also make money from it at the same time.
Bet my bottom dollar it wasn't public education, though.
No, of course not.
But there's a specific blockage of making sure that finance is not included in the public education. Why is that? Because I've talked to teachers. I've talked to those who are in the public spectrum and saying, why is financial wellness not being taught to these kids in school?
Well, that's across the board. It ain't just with black folks, but at the same time, just to again speak for the black plight, right? We're always the last.
Plight, though?
No, well, I'm just speaking off of what the overall consciousness of a black American will believe, right? That it's a plight, right? We are behind the 8 ball, so that we have to fight harder and work harder to achieve what we want. So just going back to Larry and his situation, it's kind of like the same thing, right? He can literally say that this whole situation was a racist experience for him. And yet the left found a way to completely conceal their own racism. It's like the greatest Houdini trick of all time.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's a Republican.
Right. That's what they were able to do.
But it's not the entire left. I got to give people on the left some credit here. It's not all of them.
Who? Bring them to the forefront to help help us out.
We're trying to get the benefit of the doubt here.
T.I. in the building.
I was trying to get the benefit of the doubt here, but I want those on the left who stand up against this to speak up, right?
Good luck.
They don't exist.
Why is that?
I know why. Because the
Groupthink.
center has moved so far left.
Is there a center?
It's fading.
Maybe
However,
it's the same as like what everybody's doing with just complying. Maybe they just want to comply so they keep getting their checks.
Do you see that a lot, James? Do you see a lot of compliance?
Yeah, everybody.
And just in order to not be ostracized or daggers being thrown at.
Yeah, I think it's groupthink. I mean, people don't want to. It is difficult for people to think outside the norm. Everybody wants to be part of the accepted narrative.
Well, they don't want to be wrong either.
They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be ostracized. They don't want to be anything.
Right.
So like ostriches, they put their head in the sand and they just ignore the truth. And
do ostriches actually do that?
I think it's true. I think they do.
Are we just automatically believing something that ostriches do?
I'll call them always an ostrich. But
Austin, look that up. Austin, look that up while you're on it.
Can we get a picture of an ostrich with a hand in the sand?
I want to see if that's actually what they do.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they do.
I feel like they just run all the time.
Yeah, they definitely put their head in the sand.
So okay,
there it is. Yeah, there it is.
Do they actually do it though?
Absolutely,
they do it.
Okay, but why? Are they sleeping or do they just not want to see the truth?
They're afraid of the truth. They're scared of the truth.
Shoot.
Okay, so people of color in this country, in America, do you believe they don't want to see the truth, or they just don't believe it, or they're just?
Can I say something? So Lavelle, I was gonna
you can't say anything.
I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyways. I was gonna bring this up before.
Mute the mic.
I've been thinking about it. If I was like one of my former students, young black man in American society, Rochester society, if I watched CNN on a daily basis, I'd be scared shitless too.
You think you're gonna die of COVID?
Well, of course, but
of many other
What do you
things,
think
not
about that?
Either
I
COVID
will
or
say
by the
this.
police.
Now-
You're going to die of COVID or by the police.
One of the
two
two
options.
I was listening to the radio this morning. I'm not going
Which
to
radio?
the actual live FM radio.
You're not
And
gonna say the station?
I'm not going to say the station name,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure you guys have an idea, except James because he's not from here. But they do have a station. One station.
He's from Medina.
Yeah, but there's one station in Buffalo that a lot of people my color watches or listens to. And there's another station here in the city that a lot of people my color listens to. And I was listening to a nurse on the radio station literally promote the jab and saying that parents need to get their kids vaccinated from the vaccine because it's that serious, right? And then she spoke to the misinformation that's out there to try and, further, perpetuate her message. You start there, right? You start there. If the information through our airwaves, and we don't have, as far as blacks, right? There's not any other stations.
There's two.
Yeah. Oh, there's now there's two.
Well, you can listen to.
You would
music
never
too.
go to that other station for any information. So the main station, the main radio station, right, is literally giving fear as a form of information.
But hold on. I have to stick up for the other ones as well, because we are a station where we look at the middle ground here. Do they not have the reason to fear for their kids? Because there's not
not when you're pushing the vaccine as a reason to keep.
Yeah, but there's no
safe.
vaccine for the kids.
Right, but that's the thing. That's the misinformation part where, again, you're hearing this in the morning and you're listening to this. She sounded like she was 89 years old and practicing, medicine, I guess, whatever the hell. I just caught her.
Hate.
I caught her.
He's a hater now.
I just caught her perpetuating the same
here.
fear and
Politically correcting does not hate.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just telling y'all the story that happened. So while she's giving this, I'm just saying to myself, how can not just with COVID, but just overall with political conversations, right? When you're trying to splice through the information on who to vote for,
trying to figure that shit out.
They're only telling one side of what.
Who's they?
Well, those on the radio station. So they're only telling the side that they want you to kind of know. They're never do you think this radio station ever gave a positive statement on what Trump said?
Hold on.
Never.
The only radio station that has Lovely Warren and Adam McFadden on it all the time.
That station.
Let's be honest.
The one, Adam McFadden, who literally stole from the black community to support
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And literally this money was going to the same community that you're propping your ass up as some savior. Like, he had a whole spot on this station. So for me, as a conscious thinker, I respect the station for what it meant for an entrepreneur that's black, right? It should be an inspiration for not just black folks, but anybody. If you want to start a radio station at any time in your life, you can do it with the right whatever. But now it seems like there's so much at stake where in order for him to keep his money, to keep the advertisements coming in, he has to fall in line he has to pick a side. So I'm going to pick a side with the majority of my viewers. Huh?
Isn't that what it is? Like,
of course,
you have to sell airspace.
Yeah.
So was he not just doing his job?
No. He's doing his job by having a platform to where, in the morning, people can call in and give their opinion. If
we might be losing people here. So you got to understand that people may not be listening to the same radio stations that.
Yeah, and I'm trying, and I don't want to but at the same time, I really don't care.
Say it.
So WDKX, do it. 103.9. Okay.
Oh man.
Ever since
Shots.
this pandemic
I was looking forward to
started,
their
I'm
sponsorship.
gonna throw
on
some
my
shots
station.
because I
We're
literally
still sponsoring.
I
don't worry.
literally puke when I listen to the Breakfast Club every morning because
Oh,
the if I'm gonna listen to a DJ
Tell-
give me
spit the
any
truth.
type of knowledge on shit he can't even read right.
discernment.
How can I listen to him during a pandemic and take them seriously when you're not even consciously aware about all of the issues.
But hold
You're
on,
only
hold on,
speaking
hold on.
to mainstream stuff just to get people to listen to you.
But the number one category of people who are affected negatively by COVID is people of color.
That's what they said, because at the beginning, I remember, just going through my timeline, everybody black, like, yo, y'all see only white people getting sick, right?
Yeah.
And then once, right? And then once,
Stupid white people.
right? But then once, I'm telling you, if I'm lying, I'm flying. I literally try. I think I'm really,
You're levitating.
connected to what's going on. I'm like, and then 5 minutes later, Lovely Warren gets an Essence magazine interview to talk about how the black community is affected most by COVID. I said, where's the data? Where's the data?
James
I'm
got
like,
something
yo,
to say. James got something
I know
to
if
say. Go
I'm
ahead, go
sick-
ahead, jump on it.
Hold on. Now,
Jump
if
on
I'm
it, James.
sick,
He ready. Look at him.
I'll say this real quick.
Good. I'm good.
I'll say this real quick. Black folks, and my wife, she's Indian, right? So black people
Red
and
dot or
Indians
feather?
that I know,
Red dot or feather? Red dot or
red dot
feather?
all day.
Jesus.
Red dot.
You can
red
say
dot.
that, right? You can say that still?
Yeah, you can.
I don't think
Is
so.
that
Maybe
okay?
you can. I
Shout out
can't.
to shout out.
I'm Native American.
Wait, time out. Shout out to our Indian community, because there's a lot of Indians that live in
Which
Rochester
one?
now.
Holler to the
Red dot.
Tainos. Holler
Red
to
dot.
the Tainos.
Taino, it's El Tainos. I eat there all day.
They're
Currency?
lost. Look at them. Look at them. They're lost.
But
No, I'm with you.
I
Okay,
love.
good.
I love.
We
I
talked
love-
about-
Austin has.
I love Indian food.
Austin popping up like,
it's my
what?
favorite. It's my favorite. I gotta admit, it's my favorite food.
I am so disappointed in this radio station, because they used to have some alternatives, right? The one thing I give them credit for, and I don't think the owner leans just the left. I think within just,
Does he pander?
I think he's pandering now, only because of the morning spot that he has in the morning, the Breakfast Club. It's a very huge spot for a lot of people. They just go there for just bullshit information as they take a kid to school, whatever. Like, I get the purpose or the
But that's not bullshit, because it's the background information that people don't realize that they're listening to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It literally
Really a
makes
powerful
things
spot.
harder.
Yeah,
It makes
more
things
powerful.
harder.
That might be more powerful than the billboard that they see.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Right. It's a huge problem. So as far as for black folks, it like you reach a vast majority of people who are just taking this information. That's all they get, right? From when they go to work, they're just getting this information. And when they get home, they're gonna get the same bullshit information from CNN and everything else.
But
So
the information in between, when they're on their way to work and they hear it, and then they go to work and then they see it.
Mhm.
When they go to work and they see it by the same people that might have been talking about it on the radio,
Then it becomes real.
then it becomes reality.
It's a
because
reality.
The emotional aspect of it is when you see it. It's not when you hear it.
Mhm.
It's not when you envision it. It's when you see it.
Mhm.
Well, what's the information? I'm a victim.
No, it's that, and it's fear.
Well, it's a
Everything
combination,
is
right?
fear. Everything is
Right.
fear. Like, we as black, we have to fear the police. We have to fear COVID.
Did you say we is black?
Black people, right? That's
Right.
what we're supposed.
Sorry.
We're supposed to fear. We're supposed to fear Trump. We're supposed to fear police.
The man that brought you the lowest
Yeah,
unemployment.
the
for-
lowest unemployment rate, and also, made it easy for us to buy homes. And
Well,
but that's a topic for
I've
another
also
day.
heard-
That's a whole nother.
topic for
What do you mean a
another
whole nother
day.
day? We're on at what time is it right now?
Could we do a whole
It's 10,
segment
11
on
o'clock,
that?
It is
man.
almost 11 o'clock.
You're not
We're
trying to
doing a whole
get at
segment
Joe
on that?
Rogan, right? We
Yeah.
could. We
Yo,
could
you
talk all day about
People
that.
don't understand. This is exactly the type of podcast that I envisioned. When I said that we're going to change the world, I
Well,
said
we
we're going
gotta-
to do this.
You're not supposed to like Kanye.
Oh.
First of all, you're supposed to love Kanye.
Yo, when Kanye started talking shit, I was like, yo, that motherfucker spitting
Well,
fire right there. Man.
James,
He's
let's see
spitting blood.
from a different perspective. From the perspective of a I don't understand what you guys are laughing about.
Of a white man that loves Kanye.
Right, you gotta
I mean-
when you address the white person, hear their point of view on blackness. You gotta be.
Well, there's a white man with a
careful.
beard and then there's a white man without a beard.
Right.
We're
Yes,
multicultural.
There's a whole
Yeah,
different
multicultural.
culture. There's
We're a melting pot.
there's a lumberman and then there's the working white collar man.
Lumbersexual.
Lumbersexual.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
A lumbersexual? Oh shit! You about to start some shit? You have a whole bunch. I'm a lumbersexual too. Oh my God! It's about time.
Wait, you too?
Austin said, "Count me in."
we just broke it here. We broke it here live. Lumbersexual. That is. It's
That's
2021.
2021.
That is some 2021
We're
lumbersexual.
gonna rename this. It's no longer politically correct.
I bet you a lumberjack is offended right now. Whoa,
yeah, they're
lumbersexual? That's bullshit.
Okay, there's no way you can swing an axe 10 times and not get winded. Guaranteed.
Yo, yes, we are open 24 hours. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Tom.
You crazy kids.
What is that? They're passing of the basket at the bar for the restocking.
It's all
fee.
self-brought.
Yeah, we brought a rope.
All
Tom,
day, baby.
we just done drank the entire bar. Go ahead. James, what do you got to say about this? I want to hear from a different perspective
The
because
actual authority.
Yeah, exactly.
All I gotta say, Jesus walks.
Jesus walks, baby. Yo, name
God, show
one
me the way
rapper.
because the devil's trying to bring me down.
Trying to bring me down, yo. They send the message to Kanye because they know people gonna reject it.
Right.
They know it. They know it. They know that.
You just got some eyebrows raised because you raised my eyebrows like, ooh.
They know. They know.
I love
They'll
Kanye.
never
Y'all-
listen to a black man talking that shit, that freedom shit.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. Let's talk about how you can't be a black man and talk in a certain way, meaning you can't be conservative.
Lavelle said it. He said you can't talk white.
No, it's not even.
But it's not what. But is it?
That's
Why
what he
is
said.
it white?
And I didn't
though?
know what
Well,
that
why
meant.
is it
It's not
white?
about
But it's not-
talking
It's more
white.
than that,
It's
though.
not
It's
that.
conservative. You can't be conservative.
Right, but
You
why?
can't sound
But why?
smart. You can't sound smart. Why?
Okay,
does that mean,
because
though?
you sound white, right? Because I've gotten that a million times. You're like, you look white. You sound white. I've gotten
Articulate?
that.
Is that what that means?
No, so it was, as growing up.
because that's not white.
No, growing up.
No, hell no, it's not white. But the fact that people of color believe that
That's the
is
thing.
white.
So that's the thing.
listening to,
I'm sitting next
the
to him. He's
morning show.
definitely white.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like growing up, like you would make fun of your friends for talking like a white dude,
Right.
Like, oh, you Oreo.
Like my pants fit.
Yo, no, listen,
That's right.
I'm dead serious. I can't
Stuff.
see. It's a good reason why you got me on the show because I could say like different slurs that y'all can't say, right?
That's right.
I mean,
I'll
So-
say them.
So no, I know you know.
Absolutely correct.
I know.
But
Listen,
we could say it, we'd be done.
Yeah.
y'all say them,
Yeah.
but then they'll come. Oh, you see that racist show? No, so let me do it. I'll be y'all.
they're gonna say that anyways, guaranteed.
So my cousin back in the day, he was like, "Oh, he's a blacker cracker." Like, what's a blacker cracker? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But growing up, that was the thing. If you ever tried to sound smart, if you ever tried to apply yourself and set yourself apart from your black counterparts, you were a sellout. You were Oreo. You were whatever. You couldn't be smart. But in Irondequoit, going to Irondequoit,
West Irondequoit.
Irondequoit. No, wait,
West
I don't.
Irondequoit.
First of all, I don't
Do not
consider.
disrespect
East.
the West
I don't
Irondequoit.
consider the other side a part of Irondequoit. I say Eastridge, but that's just another thing. But I
They're the
used
armpit.
to.
They're the armpit of Irondequoit. Sorry.
I
Not
never
Buffalo.
ever.
That's Buffalo.
I never ever thought that my bad grades were because of my race. I knew going into it. I didn't do my homework. I didn't study,
Okay.
and I got a bad grade.
So I had a conversation earlier. I had drinks with BLM, one of the top or two of the top people.
Damn.
I had a drink with them.
Yo, they hate me. They look at me, they see my face like, oh hell no. Not
I
that
feel
motherfucker.
But they
like
say that you matter.
No, I don't matter.
no.
Apparently
Not to them.
No.
Mm-mm.
I
Your
feel
life-
as though
your
like,
life
to
does
the-
not matter.
Not to the leader that said fuck the Constitution.
Mm.
yeah.
She
So
said that.
that was a genuine conversation there. I let them know the first one because they
Clearly, your life does not matter.
Nope.
well they equate the the Constitution to the Bill of Rights, which are two completely different things there.
Mhm.
Turns
And
out,
they believe that the founding fathers wanted to create an entire country so that they could keep slaves. And I said, that's not what happened.
Nope.
It's not what happened.
They're very ignorant to history.
And the tough part is that people of color take the word ignorant to mean you're stupid as hell.
Mhm.
But I know that's not what it means.
Nope.
I've said that one time to my wife, and that's why I've only said it
Never
one
said
time.
it
Because you can't call someone ignorant.
Especially your wife, man. You
Yeah.
can't call her shit, but
That'll be your last
baby,
podcast.
I love you.
Yeah,
and how you
I
doing?
I love my wife as well.
You don't got that many choices, so
I'm not home because I'm changing the world
you
here.
was feeling yourself that day.
Oh.
Right. But when you say to them, like, look, America was founded on the rights of people in general, like inalienable rights, where all men are created equal. Like
Right.
it was founded on those rights. So for you to say that we founded this country, this beautiful country that I'm looking at across the camera here,
Mm.
this beautiful country is founded on slavery. That's not what it was
Nope.
about.
Oh, it wasn't.
Nope. I name drop. Like, you know who Benjamin Banneker was?
I know Benjamin Button.
Well, he didn't have that Benjamin Button. He would still be alive. But Benjamin Banneker was the one who pretty much, designed Washington, D.C., created Almanac. 100% black dude. He's got pictures sitting right
Why
next
don't
to
you
George
hear
Washington.
about that? Because there's only
It's our public school system. It's our dumbass public school system, and also it's the
But
inability.
is it dumbass or is it on purpose?
It's only. I think it's deliberate, but at the same time,
James, hold on. Do you think it's on purpose?
Yeah. It seems nefarious. It seems
No shit,
nefarious.
no shit.
Seems nefarious. Dan,
Yeah, absolutely.
do they allow
100%.
Mm-hmm. beards in third grade?
No.
That's
No
racist,
restriction.
man.
Dan had a beard in third grade.
Exactly.
That's
They
right.
allow him in. So if we weren't born out of racism,
He was lumbersexual at that time.
he sure was. Look at him with his curly beard.
damn lumbersexuals.
If you weren't born, if your country wasn't born out of racism, I truly believe that this country is the most amazing country in the absolute world.
Guess you're not a Democrat.
How many
then.
black millionaires are in China right now?
How many black millionaires in China? I'm gonna guess 0.
There's only one.
There's
Stephon
one.
Marbury.
For playing basketball.
Stephon Marbury was
For playing
eating
basketball.
Vaseline on camera. So there you go.
Does LeBron James
He's
count?
no
I mean,
threat.
Is he Chinese?
He might be Chinese.
He's in
that
that.
motherfucker got
Wait, hold on. Why was he eating?
Vaseline?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't know? That was probably his
Am I the only one here that
you've
didn't know this?
never seen
one else?
this?
You know?
Oh,
no one? All
look
right.
it up. Look, Google right now, Stephon Marbury eating Vaseline on camera.
All right.
Swear to
As
you,
he
he did.
searches-
Can we pull this up right now?
As he searches, I've also heard at the same time that America is like number 4, 5, 6, 37 on a list of reasons why we are not the best country.
Why are we getting pretty much bombarded with illegal immigrants and also legal immigrants from countries like
Right.
India and China to come to our schools for education
Why you want
and
to come here?
graduate? They
Why-
want to come here because they know that if they get these business degrees at our university, especially here in U of R and RIT, they can take them anywhere within our country and also make more money and ship that back to their country back home. You see that? You see that? That is Stephon Marbury
Is this
saying,
for real?
"This is me,
This is
China.
Google.
I'm going to eat this Vaseline so I can sell a bunch of my whack ass sneakers in your country." Because you
Mhm.
people don't know any better about.
Wasn't it his sneaker that imploded when someone did a crossover? Or was it
Yeah.
someone else's sneaker?
Mm.
Oh no, that was Nike. That was Nike.
Shout
That
out to
was
Nike and their slave shops.
their slave shops. Obviously, that
Yeah.
that
The
slave
shoe-
that
the
was
shoe
making that
blew
sneaker
apart.
was pissed off. It's like, oh,
He's doing it.
he's eating
I can't see
Vaseline.
it. I can't see it.
Told you, man.
You
that
know
dude's a
what?
nut job.
Are you seeing it? I can't see. Oh,
He's
got it.
eating Vaseline.
Why? I don't understand.
What's the point of the Vaseline?
Well,
is there
he had a mental
Is there
breakdown.
a proclivity for black men in Vaseline?
This was pre-COVID.
Black women in Vaseline when they about to fight.
For real?
This is
Oh, pre-COVID, it changes everything.
I thought I missed. I thought I missed something. I thought there was something that I just didn't catch.
Nah, man. That really went.
Let me see the
down.
comments. Let's hear from the people here.
From the people.
It's rated R by the Podcasting Association of America. Thank you, Tom.
Indians
and also thank you for.
Indians class of '82. Thomas dated himself.
What does it take to bring back the Indians? For
it will never come back.
Wait, hold on. Why? We mean it can never come back. Why can it never come back?
Because people are so sensitive, man.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
And hold on.
Is
this
the R rating an
boggles my mind
accomplishment?
how white people, nothing against white people, nothing against Dan, nothing against James here.
I'm taking
everything against Austin.
Show's produced by
but
a white person.
I've also had it in on city council where someone of Caucasian heritage speaks up for from the islands of Caucasus, speaks up for people of color and saying this is racist. And I said, I've never heard of that ever in my life. You're the first person to ever bring that up to me. How about you show me 3 people from that area that you are saying that are offended, and let me hear from them instead of from you. Why do people feel as though they can speak up for other people?
Because I want those brownie points, man.
But
come on, like that's what it is. You get all these, and
I want to know what I want to know what Indian spoke up against Ironically Indians.
0, just like the Washington football team.
Well, they were being proactive. You know what? That was just pretty. That was the writing on the wall. Everything we see right now, right? Like they found these small little bullshit issues to make a big mountain out of when no one, first of all, no one was even talking about Ironically Indians. And at the same time, I don't even think the Indians were even talking about it, right? Like,
what do you mean by Indians?
Yeah, red dot or feather. We already went through this earlier.
Well, even with that, like if you go back and talk about talk about the Columbus argument, and he was dumb and whatever, but
he was more than that.
He was all right.
Columbus was a racist, disgusting person, right? He brought people that decimated the Taino, the islands of the Tainos here.
Yeah, but
right? Is there a but there?
We have America.
Right.
There's a holiday for him, I think.
I mean, y'all are talking about how the means justify the ends.
Right. But I feel like there's got to be... He said, but America. That was such a good argument. I really had no argument against it.
However,
I really had no argument against it.
However, the motherfuckers he was representing are not the ones that actually took over in the 1600s. So he really did he didn't discover America. He did not discover America.
He fell upon
this continent was discovered way before his punk ass.
Okay, so should we have Columbus Day still? Should we have Columbus Day still?
Yeah, because how else am I going to remember that he sailed the ocean blue in 1492?
I really don't care. I don't care because who cares? Who celebrates Columbus Day?
Yes or no?
Who does anything?
The banks.
The banks do.
Why not? Who celebrate? What do you do for Columbus Day?
Everything celebrates Columbus Day.
What do you do for Columbus Day?
What we do for Columbus Day is do nothing.
Nothing. It's just a day that they recognize.
No. Hold on. We have a sale at every single mattress place.
Damn straight.
Oh, the Columbus Day mattress sale.
Now I do see. Now,
when else can you get a king size mattress for less than on Columbus Day? You can't get it for any less than on Columbus Day.
A lot of Italians do recognize Columbus Day.
Obviously, hold on. Obviously,
that's racist.
Yeah.
I'm fighting back.
Oh, hey.
I got my curly chest tears all ready for you.
Oh my God!
Come on. Barely Italian.
Yeah, barely.
We were all on sync with that though. There was everything. Everybody.
But you know what's funny?
That was not planned.
That was not planned.
No.
Not planned. Totally racist.
Totally stereotypical.
A smidge of racist.
Who? This is a good question.
Tell me.
What race should we give credit to gangster, life? because we hear about when we talk about organized crime, Italians they rank top, right? But then you go to
Polish.
Native American.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Native American, 100%.
Ooh,
They used to shrink heads.
They don't
Really?
prefer that term.
gangsters.
Red out of feather. They used to shrink heads.
That's gangster. You know, I'm talking about
There's
gangster.
nothing more gangster than shrinking somebody's head.
There's nothing more gangster than the Senecas.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or
That's
playing
true.
or
Call
playing
it.
soccer with someone's head.
Yeah. That's
The,
baller.
the Native Americans were the most badass.
The original
They were
organized
badass.
crime.
Because they say
The most badass people.
we ain't being no slave, motherfucker. You gonna
No.
kill us. You gonna
They-
kill me.
They took other Indians as slaves.
Is it
See,
we-
this is the problem I have though, because we are automatically against taking over of land of other people. But the Native Americans did it to other Native
Oh,
Americans.
we wasn't
Mm.
against that shit.
We were
was-
against slavery, but
No,
Native Americans did it against
nah.
other Native
We
Americans.
said
All-
we need to find a way to make slavery that nobody knows.
Hold
that
on,
we slavery.
not to end it there, but we were against slavery, and America was what, one of the first countries that ended slavery?
Nope. Europe.
South America.
Where?
South
They
America
were.
brought in the
Great Britain.
most amount of slaves.
British banned slavery before United States.
Hold on.
That's why.
Which
French
country
people-
brought in the most? I'm sorry, which continent or country, doesn't matter, brought in the most amount of slaves?
Middle East. Muslims.
All right, so not America, right?
Mediterranean.
No,
slave
not
trade.
Americans.
Not
no.
America.
Yeah, it is the Muslims. They invented the shit.
Check.
And the
Right.
and the Jews, the Dutch, the Jewish Dutch, they picked it up and
then
perfected
the
it.
vast majority of slaves that came from slave ships in Africa coming to the Western Hemisphere,
Mhm.
the vast majority of them did not come to America.
No, and let's not forget about our Indian brothers and sisters. They was enslaved as well.
Right down
The
Yeah,
Atlantic,
and
the
the
Atlantic
Tainos.
slave. Yep, the Atlantic slave trade started over there in Asia. It went all down
So
to
while we
southern
were-
Indian and over North Africa and all Western Africa and all over to United
Slavery was the
States.
worst thing in the world
Of course,
by far.
by far.
But America came out with the Declaration of Independence,
Correct.
which said that all men are created equal.
Mm.
We were the first ones that came out and said,
Very sublime.
we were the 1st ones that
Mhm.
came out and said, all men are created equal. We're done with the slave trade. We were the ones that fought against slave trade because they tried bringing them into, I believe it was Cuba,
Mhm.
and America attacked them and hung their captain and all the shipmates on that ship that brought slaves from Africa to Cuba. They don't talk about that. It was the ship, I believe, was called the Mohican, actually.
The last of the Mohicans.
Last Mohicans, I believe that was what it
There's a
was.
movie.
That's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, that's what Americans do. That's what we do. All right, we
Do
take
it
over.
better than anybody.
But we
We make
were
the
not.
best movies.
Yes,
We made the best
everything.
everything.
We the shit. Why you hate? Why? I don't understand how you can hate on this country. That makes
There's
no
nothing.
sense.
There is nothing to
Yo,
hate on America.
Could you go to Zimbabwe
Name-
right now and open up a
name
pop shop and
another-
get busy?
name another country? Name another
Definitely
country.
couldn't have this podcast.
You
in
can't. You
Zimbabwe.
can't have no podcast in Zimbabwe. If you got electricity, you got to ask Akon for it.
Soldier Boy.
Name another country that's better for people of color than America.
There isn't any.
No.
Right.
No.
That's why I laugh at these dummies, man. They be talking about, somebody holding them down. Who?
I'm gonna go to Canada.
Who's stopping you? Right now, who
Back in
walking
it, you
for
can't
it.
even go to Canada right now.
You can't.
Canada is
I would
sucking
never
asses
go to
against
Canada right
Americans.
now.
They're racist against Americans.
They're absolutely
Yo,
racist against Americans.
Do we want to build a wall? Are they going to build a wall against us?
I don't blame them.
Yo,
Yeah.
Trudeau, true dumb. That was the perk of living in Buffalo, man. You used to hop over to Canada and
Absolutely. 19
no
was the
time.
drinking
Hit the
age.
Peace Bridge, boom, you there in no time, yo.
Americans love going to Canada.
More like
You-
the Unpeace Bridge now.
Yo,
right?
we used to go to this strip club
Right.
called Private Eyes.
Clifton
It was
Hill.
right close next to I think we went through Amherst Way. I think that's where we went through. It wasn't too far from where we were. And yo, it was just so easy. And I'm like, yo, 18, y'all can get a drink?
Are you talking about peppermints?
Nah, dude, I'm talking about Private Eyes.
Shout out to
Sundowners.
peppermints.
Private Eyes. I'm like,
Shout out
wait
to-
a minute. Wait.
There will be no fact checking for this episode.
I
Tom
get
Morgan
that.
says.
No, listen, I'm gonna give you all the setting. I'm gonna give you all the setting in the strip club. Yo, you could put $1 in your mouth, but it wasn't.
Oh,
But it wasn't a paper dollar. It was a coin.
Oh,
A loony.
The Canadian
loony.
dollar. Then you slide yourself up on the stage.
If you were feeling real good, you put a toonie out.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a toonie in my two teeth.
And they are
that was a
complete-
$2 coin.
This is a Christian organization. That
It
we're in
is.
right
Well, I'm
here,
talking
all right?
about college time. So, and they're completely nude. And they take the dollar out of your mouth. With the
This is a
oh,
coin.
I love coin.
With their hand.
Nope, not with their hand. They're using breastises.
It was
I'm like, oh, I'm coming
Hold
back.
on,
I'm
hold
only
on.
18. I'm coming back.
No, you mean
19.
What is it called? What they call it? They called it a
Birthing person.
no
We're talking about Canadians.
feeding
We're
organisms.
not talking
or
about
something?
anybody here in the United States. Canadians, they don't apply to these weird ass like politically correct.
norms.
Are you
that we have
kidding
here in
me?
the United States.
Canada is way worse than here.
They are, but when we're talking about them from here, I'm protected by the Constitution.
That's right. That's right.
You got
You got your First
And Hogan
Amendment
was like,
right.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
I'm using
We'll
that
also
shit.
support you.
I can talk about any goddamn country. I don't give a damn.
That's right. Justin Trudeau. Who would you rather have, Trudeau or Biden?
Ooh.
What gun
That
do you want
is
to
a-
put to my head?
That is a tough one.
Damn. At least Biden's gonna die soon, so I'm gonna go with Biden. Biden. Yo, this is my question.
Strictly on his own.
How
ass.
is it in this free world, the only person we find during a pandemic that's worse than we've ever seen? We find somebody that is literally 100% the most vulnerable motherfucker to die from COVID. How dumb are we? How dumb?
It was
80
either
million people
Hold on.
said, I'm going to pick the most weakest motherfucker
Do you know-
to get us from
Do you know
out
the
of
highest
COVID.
percentage of people that voted for him? Black females.
bullshit.
I don't
That
believe it.
explains it.
Look it up.
Oh,
Look it up.
They were dancing in the street
Austin,
too.
Austin said nope.
Those black females have been dead for years.
Listen, you are not going to tell
The
a
numbers
black.
are telling
You won't tell a black
the
female
number-
that they ain't black.
because of
That's why he
because of
voted.
VP Kamala Harris. That's how he won. Was a black female vote.
You know what? I knew it was up. I knew someone was up when she walked off the private plane with Tim's. That bitch ain't. Oh, my bad. The vice
You
president
can't say
ain't
that about the
never-
vice president.
Sure you can.
That was
She don't
the
get
shot
that.
of the whiskey. My bad. However, that female dog
It's more than a shot.
never ever wore a pair of Tim's in her life.
You don't think so?
No, you want to know why? Because nobody ties up their Timbs all the way up to the top.
Oh,
Strap
shit.
on your ankles. No one
It
ties
was
their
tight.
Timbs.
We knew that was
Nobody.
tight.
That was fake news
No,
there.
it's fake news. I was like, oh, she ain't black. Her Timbs is tied up. I ain't never tie a
The
pair
tongue
of
ain't
Timbs.
out. The tongue ain't out.
Never, ever. You do not do that. Never.
Yeah.
Especially
That
if you black. Talk
that
about you listen to Tupac.
That was fake
When?
news.
Smoking weed
Right.
While
When?
what?
While he was dead.
while I was dead.
While he was dead. When?
Who fell for this?
When?
Who fell for this?
Them 80 million, man.
Do you believe it? I'm sorry. Let's be honest here. Because I was up all night that night. Legit up all night that night. Doing the numbers. I'm a numbers guy.
2 o'clock in the morning.
No,
Yeah.
bro.
Things
Way past 2
shifted.
o'clock in the
Things
morning.
shifted.
knew it was a wrap.
I'm a numbers guy. Numbers never lie.
Right.
And I was up and they said how many voters were left in Philadelphia, or I'm sorry, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I did the numbers. I broke it down and everything. I did a video on it and everything. I said, Trump's going to end up winning by like 1,000 votes, probably based on the independent vote.
Damn.
I was off by 3 million votes
Mm.
based on what the media told me, how many votes were left remaining that night.
They had to find
People,
a way
how
to make it
quickly
work.
people forget.
Everyone
How
went to
many votes
bed.
were
Everyone went to
remaining?
bed as Trump
I
was
was
the winner.
not going to.
Yep.
I was
everyone
not.
went to
going
bed.
to
Trump
bed.
won. Everyone, when people went to bed, they thought Trump won. Everyone thought Trump won when they went to bed. They woke up and it was a different world.
Yeah, turn it up, guys. They're asleep. It's time to roll in those Biden votes.
Was there? Hold on. Do you believe?
No.
Hell no.
So you were saying.
No, I don't know.
that's the easy
That
one.
he didn't even wait. He didn't even wait. No.
You should have said fuck no.
No.
Hell no. Hell no.
But do you believe?
Yeah. But
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't.
The man got how much more votes than Obama?
Yo, how did he get the
Yeah,
most votes ever?
Ever,
The dude
ever.
lost.
Ever.
Yo, he lost every election in his prime. That's like Michael Jordan winning a championship right now.
Yeah.
That's like Jordan coming back to the league right now winning
That's
championship.
not even, it's more than that. It's Jordan coming back right now and winning the championship.
My bad. I'm giving
biggest margin
Biden
of victory ever.
I'm giving Biden too much credit. He's not Jordan. This is fucking give me a bum. Kwame Brown.
Kwame
Right.
Brown.
No, wait, no. I'm not even going. No, I'm not even
Number
going.
one.
No, Kwame Brown is a real dude.
Yeah.
Kwame Brown actually get it. We got to get a
does he?
big. This like Luke Longley.
That left strength.
You're right. You got to get. You got to get
winning the championship
Right,
by the
right
biggest
now.
margin ever.
biggest margin ever, right?
Winning
Winning
the MVP of
MVP.
the NBA
Yeah.
At
By the
50,
highest margin ever.
but Heisman and
So I'm not crazy to say that there might have been something there.
It seems a little odd.
when listen,
It seems, hold on. And we talked about this last week when I asked if Trump had won like Biden had won in the middle of the night,
oh yeah,
No.
would the Democrats have caused an eruption?
Absolutely.
they'd have burned this bitch down.
Right.
They'd have burned this bitch. We already saw it. Yo,
We laughed, but that's
That's a fact. Yo, they are relentless. They will disguise themselves as a Republican. They will disguise themselves as anything to get it going. Oh, we going through.
What is this?
This is
Someone's
me
got
again.
their-
You recording it?
someone's got their YouTube going here.
Oh, that ain't me.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, everyone check their cell phones. Who's recording?
Mhm. That ain't me.
Kwame Brown was an okay player.
It was Kwame Brown that actually recorded that. He said, "No, F y'all." F y'all.
No, listen, yo, damn, I just lost my train of thought.
Kwame Brown.
He was okay.
Kwame Brown has been like really highlighting a lot of like stuff that's
All right,
been going
hold
on
on.
that level.
Is he talking about
Oh, yeah.
politics? Yes or no?
He's not. No, he's not.
All right,
talking
so let's talk about
politics.
the NFL then.
But within politics, he is talking about a lot of these celebrities, black celebrities, are being used to pretty much perpetuate this bullshit that's going on with,
Kaepernick standing up for black rights while the NFL says F you, don't ever come back. And then they come back with the BLM with the names on the back of their helmets.
Kaepernick is such a fraud because
Why is he a fraud? Hold on.
Here's why he's a fraud. Because he was really raised by two white parents that adopted his punk ass.
So what?
There's no so what? Because here's at the end of the
He's
day,
still a black man.
what experiences do you have that where you can put yourself on?
Is
You
he?
can use this platform to talk about social issues.
Is he not still a black man?
Debatable.
Hold on. I got to defend.
Man. Go ahead, defend him. It's debatable.
He was a black man raised by
What's
white
his
parents.
experience?
White parents.
Experience. Tell me, what experience do you have to where you can put your face up on something you talk about that you didn't go through?
Hold on. You recall coming into West Irondequoit as a urban suburban program male, black male, right? Were you treated with equalness and accepted?
100%.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not.
You're a liar.
I
wasn't treated with equalness and
Well,
acceptance.
then, unfortunately for you, that's the shit you got fucked up with.
It's tough luck.
I mean, shit. Somebody's got to lose. Sometimes it can't be the black dude all
So
the
it's gotta
time.
be me? It's gotta be Latino male?
No, because it's not just you. Because then there could be a white guy that went through a whole different experience. It may be just the simple fact that his parents are freaking Catholic. Right? It's like there's different issues for everybody. Everybody has some goddamn, trauma in their life that they got to combat. Like, get over the shit. You're gonna get through. You're gonna face bad people.
You're talking about individual responsibility?
Maybe
accountability.
Yo, get over it. I had a
Jose, I
my
don't know what
first
that
grade
is.
teacher. Check this out. My first grade teacher was the
We're not allowed
dopest
to talk about
teacher ever. You want to know why?
Who's your first grade teacher?
Her name was Mrs. Smith at that time.
Made that up. He just
That
made
was
that
totally
up.
made it up.
Never.
This is-
I would never make this
My
up.
first grade
of course
teacher
it's
was
Mrs.
Mrs.
Smith.
Leavenworth,
Yeah.
My
not
first,
Mrs. Smith.
well,
Mrs.
my
Leavenworth.
my
Muhammad
teacher,
Smith.
she's right now. Now she's Miss Harrington, but my teacher, Mrs. Smith, she was the dopest teacher ever. You want to know why? She pretty much introduced me to TGIF. Right, I'm
Thank
a kid
God
from the
it's
hood.
Steve Urkel?
Right, yo,
Oh, Steve
I
Urkel
never
was
knew
the
what
best.
TGIF was until I went to go spend the night at her house with her son, who she wanted me to be good friends with, who was
TGIF
white.
was life changing for
Yeah.
Very life changing.
Well,
So
it
me,
would have been life changing for me to sleep over at my teacher's house.
it was very life changing, and she took me in. Right, she introduced me to white people eating macaroni, dry macaroni with butter on it, with salt and
Oh.
pepper. Right,
What?
Amazing meal.
Powder cheese,
while
powder
watching
cheese.
Family Matters.
While watching Family Matters,
Powdered
exactly.
cheese.
That was
No, we
my
didn't have powdered
every,
cheese.
that was my every
first
Friday
meal-
night.
Right. My first, and it was a Friday. My first meal was grilled steak, macaroni with butter, and corn, and whatever else was on. Like, so
Mm.
I've never spent the night in a suburban home at that time. Right. They live out in
It was
Greece,
a great night.
big backyard. You know what I mean? Everybody's all nice, saying hi to each other. Right. I'm exposed at first grade. Like, yo, my teacher is the shit. She's still my favorite teacher to this day.
I
Was
bet.
never treated differently until my her son, his homeboy comes over to the house. He tells me this racist joke, my first ever racist joke ever been exposed to. How do you watch a black kid? How do you watch a black kid in your house? I go, well, how? Velcro to the ceiling. Right? And at that time, I think it's a
How does
racist.
that even
Yeah, that's
mean?
what I'm
You
like-
hear what does it mean, right? Well, your hair, we got, curly hair.
Oh,
So
shit, I got
right. So it was, how do you stop a black kid from jumping on your bed? You strap Velcro to the ceiling.
Mm.
Why,
So when
they
you
can
jump
so
too high, he sticks up to the ceiling. Right. So again,
I still didn't get it.
you still didn't get it. Right. But it's a terrible racist joke. But he heard that joke from
Why
his
is it
father
racist?
at that time. It gives black kids, how do you watch a kid that's black
no,
in your house?
I get it, but is that just because you can jump high?
No,
Yeah, I
how
thought
do you
that's what it
stop? No,
was.
how do you stop a black kid from jumping
The hook
on
and
the
loop.
bed?
You get rid of the bed.
No,
and
you
loop.
get rid of bed. Right. It's a bad racist joke. But he heard the joke from his father. Yeah, you strap Velcro to the ceiling,
Okay.
and that's how you stop from
Sure.
jumping on the bed.
Yeah.
I think the book,
Stupid.
No More Monkeys Jumping on the Bed is racist, right?
Mm.
No
Man, now
more
that you say
monkeys
it
jumping
like
on the
that,
bed.
Good Lord. Now do you say Velcro and hair and
Yeah.
damn, is that what it's about?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just
Man,
looking
I'm
back at
hairier
it
than
now,
you.
just being objected to it, But again, going back to my teacher,
100%.
that's when I was exposed to, a suburban life, and I enjoyed going out there because it was a getaway. You know what I mean? It was a break for me.
Get away from the regular life.
No, it was just you're seeing something different. You're
Give me
getting
that
exposed
dry
to
macaroni.
your homeboy playing soccer and those extracurricular. You're just sitting there like, I want to do this shit too, but my mom ain't got no money to do it. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I've experienced a lot to where it shaped me to where I can navigate in any demographic because of her.
Chameleon.
I am a chameleon.
Doesn't it teach you how to be one though? Like that's what I learned from my childhood is that it teaches you how to be
Yes.
a chameleon
Yes.
in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that away from kids of color, they don't learn how to be a chameleon anymore. They don't learn how to
Mhm.
adapt. They don't learn how to talk to people and learn how to watch how they react the way that you talk
Mm-hmm.
and then adapt to that. Like that's a life skill that we have that other people just don't have.
But it's also at the same time too with our white counterparts, right?
What do you mean, other people?
We're talking about you.
We're talking about you because it gives
Definitely focused on you.
it gives our
Yeah, not James.
it gives
No.
our white friends
Not at all.
it gives our white friends the experience to see,
A glimpse into.
because if you go to them rural areas where there's a school of 150 and they're all white, and you go to the city where there's a school where there's 500 black kids and like 2 white kids, of course they're going to be ignorant.
Let me tell you the inner city.
What was it? What's his voice? Hold on. What was his voice that you're doing? You sound like
I got something to say.
That is the rural white boy.
Yeah,
Rural white boy. Speaking from the rural.
Speaking from
Speaking from a farm in
No. This is a speaking from the redneck.
Get
It's
it.
perspective.
get it. The real rural, not 150 kids. I'm talking 10 kids schoolhouse.
We're talking 3 kids in a schoolroom.
Same mom.
and the inner
One
city.
family.
It is way more similar than I think you.
It's apples
But that's
to
America.
apples.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. That was my point, though. No, that was my point because
Right.
if you go to an all black school, they're gonna have a different perspective on white. They're not
Is
gonna
there
be
an
as
all black?
oh no, not all black, but predominantly
Okay.
predominantly black. So speaking here locally, and just going back, I went urban suburban. So
Sure.
I'm going to school in a suburban school, but I'm in the inner city with kids that are going to school in Franklin. Snowstorms, I'm going to school. Kids in Franklin, their asses is home. Right? Like
Because
it's
Franklin didn't go to school on snow days?
no. Back then,
Because of Franklin?
Franklin, bro. I lived literally
On Norton?
I was a rock throw from Franklin. Schools were closed down all the time during when those big storms, but in Irondequoit, my bus was there.
Oh, yeah, we went to school.
We went to school
We went to school.
in West
Is it
Irondequoit.
because the snow is white?
No.
Racist snow.
No, in West
Racist
Irondequoit,
snow.
we right by the lake, so we don't care. Snow is nothing. We
Ain't-
getting up out of
ain't
that. You look at it today in the city, when it's snowing, our Department of Environmental Services be like, we'll plow when the snow stops.
You can walk.
Right? Like, yeah, you figure it out.
Well-
So schools were closed down in the city more so than they were in the suburbs. So just those two contrasts alone, for me, I knew that we value school more so than the city school district. And that right there, that's an overall problem in itself. You're not letting the kids know, like kids see that, the suburban schools are going to school, but we're not going to school. So kids are automatically seeing that there's no equal value. Like they're privileged and we're not.
So what's the answer?
The answer is getting the people out in the city and let them and stop having these people that are more about themselves and more about the kids. You're not in these positions for yourself. You're in these positions to make school better for these students and provide them the opportunity to be
That's not what
great.
people are looking for.
It's a dream, right? It's a dream.
So does it include getting city schools to enter into the suburban program?
No, it's getting people in the schools that value the kids more than themselves.
But that's not going to happen.
It's a dream, I know,
Right.
but that's the only way. If you don't value education, how are you going to be an educator? If you value your pocket, if you value the next election, if you value the next board meeting, if you value
They don't value that. I'm sorry, but there's so many people out there that they value that at the beginning, and then they find out how hard it is to value that.
Right.
So then they turn into I value my retirement.
Yeah, I know.
So how do you stop that constant flow of mentality change?
Defund the schools.
No, you find a
What'd you
way.
say?
Defund the schools.
Defund
Yo,
the schools.
I've said that a million times. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that needs to happen. There's so much
So
money
you believe
getting
in
wasted.
defunding
Not even
RCSD?
Yeah, well,
defunding
here's-
it, but
you wanna
bringing
know
it back
why?
to the local level. I mean, bringing school back to the local level and bringing it back to the people.
Hell yeah, because you know what's crazy?
Well, that's a given though. Like I can't understand how people are afraid of taking their kids to school when I'm used to going to school right down the street. Like it was nothing to me. It was right down the street. I used to walk to school in 4th, 5th, 6th grade.
Well, you have a better community though. The community is more into helping each other versus
Are they though?
in this. Yeah, hell yeah.
Nowadays?
It's harder to find folks within the inner city collectively within a mile radius
Right.
that all believe and agree upon the same
Why
thing.
though?
Because it's a bigger radius of personalities and
But
races
if you have a
and
bigger
people.
radius of city school district parents, you would think that the bigger radius would encompass more people that are mad at
Well,
city
how many
school
people
district?
within that district actually give a damn and value education?
Well, that's a whole different question.
That's the problem. You gotta go back to the parents. It's not.
Well, you're blaming the parents at this point, though.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
That sounds like too much accountability.
No,
Well,
I mean,
at what
why
point-
not?
At what point is the city school district the elected officials' fault?
Well, it's kind of like in an agreement, right? It's like a marriage that you really don't want. Me as a parent of kids within the city school district, I really don't like this relationship that I have with the city school district.
I don't think anyone does.
No one does.
Is it?
So-
Hold on. Is it the same in Buffalo, James? Is this how it is out there as well?
As far as the relationship between,
Parents and a city school district?
I think it varies depending on whether you're in the city or you move out to the suburbs. I think it's different, but
Because I hear that Rochester City school parents, or Rochester City in general, the people that live in Rochester are a different breed of citizens than other cities.
No, I think Buffalo City schools are the same. I mean, it's a mess in Buffalo as well.
So it's a mess out there as well.
Yeah, we're not.
So it's not
we're
anything crazy because I hear
Rochester's
this.
not unique in the problems that they face.
Okay, so good.
These,
I feel as though people want to hear that.
these problems are facing all inner cities. I think Buffalo is the same as Rochester.
Okay, so how is Buffalo City School District in terms of graduation rates and just for general opinion here, do you feel as though it's worth the taxes that you pay to get the outcomes that you get?
No. There's
Not at all,
there's
right?
not a direct correlation between
what-
money
so what's-
spent and outcomes gained.
So what is going on then when we have cities full of kids of color where parents of no matter what skin color it is knows that they're not getting the equality of equality of education? Where is it fucked up? Like honestly,
Where's the disconnect?
like it's fucked up somewhere.
You get government
where is
involved.
it?
I
Where
mean,
is it?
You get government involved with schools.
So it's
and that's-
government being involved in the
mhm.
educational.
Absolutely, that's my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Land
what-
Okay,
That's
so
what
how
we
do we extract then? How do we extract government out of schools? Because it's a federal and it's a state.
Homeschool.
The only way
Yeah.
is when
I've seen a
parents
lot of
start
people
not
doing
a
that.
terrible idea.
when parents start valuing education, it's the only way.
That's just it.
When
It's the only
when the
way.
education becomes valuable.
Yeah, well, it's
Well,
not
and
even
the parents have to value it.
They
I
have
think
to
you're right.
value
You're
it.
right
Yeah,
on
when
point.
do they see the outcome of it? Because I feel as though the city school district, the parents don't really see the outcome. And at the same time, back in the day, they saw trade skills as racist. Like you're teaching my child
Well,
a trade
obviously.
skill because he's a person of color instead of
is-
teaching him how to go to college.
that is a direct
That's a left-wing ideology.
that it goes back to power control. A lot of those different ways to marginalize people. They know exactly how to use this tactic to
Who's they?
I can only say they because who knows who's at the top that's pulling these strings. It's definitely deliberate.
So you're making it a
You don't want to empower a group of people that you can control in a voting demographic.
well, you're blaming a group that doesn't exist now. So when people listen to you right now, they see that you're blaming a group that doesn't exist.
That's okay, but
Well, what do you
always
say to
use
that?
they.
What do you say? You can't say that's okay.
The left-leaning school board.
There we go.
Well,
Yes.
okay, so you can say left leaning, but the entire country is left leaning.
the powers that you can start with the state, and then go to the federal, right? So the federal is giving up money to these states that then funds the money to the schools, and in order for these states to get the money, they have to comply with what the feds want them to do, right? So when
Do they have to?
So when Bush rolled out No Child Left Behind bullshit, right? When he rolled that out, and the states had to fall in line with what they considered, not leaving their child behind. They came out with all these different tests and shit to make people pass, right? To make these kids pass. Then it evolved into Common Core. So when we moved the federal and state away from our local education system, then maybe it can change. But you can't do that when you know the federal and state knows that the people itself don't know how to fight. And when those people itself are only going to stand up when they see someone get shot by police, right? Or, you know, some other egregious act from a federal or state level or local level, that's the only time they will react. But when it comes to something, they got to think critically and find a way to change on a political level. A lot of folks within inner cities don't either know how to or even really know what the fuck is going on.
So okay, that's an educational problem then.
Yes, but it's not just with blacks. It's like you have different set of problems within the black community. It's the same with folks within the white community. They're not teaching financial literacy in any of these schools, and they're not teaching adequate history in any of these schools. So the same black history that the black kids are getting, the white kids are getting the same misinformation. So they're gonna grow up with that white guilt bullshit, right? And assume that they had to adhere and drop a Kaepernick knee over from some George Floyd bullshit. I think the shit that they did with George Floyd was just some straight up disgusting shit. If you were white and you dropped the knee during that time,
but is that
you should go slap yourself. If you drop the knee for George Floyd, go slap yourself. Period. That includes Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Daddy Cuomo, everybody we saw on TV dropping knees like Kaepernick
with the
they had the African garb on.
No.
You have African garb. Yo, African people don't wear African garb. They don't do it. They don't wear the African shit like they wear religious clothing or clothing that they wear saris. Right? They're more Indian than African.
So there's more to it than just that.
Yeah.
Is there it seems as if you think there is a reason behind all of it.
I think there's an overall agenda, and it's not just it's easier to keep a small demographic of the country
docile
control. Yes. It's real easy to make them the victim. It's easier to control a bigger population because the minority is going to easily accept being marginalized. Like, oh, I am being oppressed because I know. Yes,
I'm part of this.
Right. And then you have other races. So you have other races like, okay, you have Spanish, and then you have Indian, you have Asian. Spanish, Indian, Asians, they all have their own issues as well as being in this country, but they also know where they come from and who they are.
Right. Asians have a problem with winning.
But that's okay. That's good.
But that's the difference maker there.
Yeah.
And so if anyone ever says that they're oppressed because they are not white, or they're oppressed because of their skin color, all you ever have to do, and this goes back to my podcast earlier, was go back to the Asian Americans.
Yo, does anybody have any Nigerian friends? Does anybody know anybody from have any Nigerian friends?
All I hang out with are Nigerian friends.
So, yo, Nigerians don't give a shit about no.
They don't care about nobody.
They don't care about nobody other than Nigeria and education and being the smartest motherfuckers in the class. That's all they care about.
And Jose, they care about Jose.
But get this though.
They hold Jose to a pedestal.
But get this though. They're blacker than any black American on this continent.
Well,
visually,
right. They're exactly
I'm not quite sure you can say that. Hold on.
No,
Judge, is that
I accept.
But no, but you get what I'm saying?
Good Lord.
A lot of African Americans, a lot of African Americans and blacks, a lot of African Americans and blacks want to have that pride, bringing them back to
thumbs up.
Oh, I got thumbs up.
A lot of us black African Americans pride ourselves on having some form of connection to Africa, right? But having these motherfuckers,
they have no idea.
They have no idea. They have no idea.
They were born.
I do not want to live in
Nebraska.
Africa. I don't want to live in Africa ever in my life. I can have a investment property over there that I can turn to Airbnb and visit here
First
and
of
there.
all,
South Africa.
There's a
So, right, well,
Are
I don't
there-
know about South African. You'll be good at South Africa. You fit right in with
Me and Dave Matthews.
You'll be good to go. They'll find a charge on
Is
me
Dave
and lock
Matthews
me up
from
like
South
Mandela
Africa?
Johannesburg.
Joe.
You
what's her
definitely
name?
are going to jail in South Africa.
all day. You going to jail?
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. I'm never leaving this country.
No, you shouldn't.
The greatest country ever.
Why would I want to?
You shouldn't.
Goddamn right,
Me and Dave Matthews hanging out in South Africa together.
gentlemen.
We gotta call it, man.
Yo,
We gotta go
did-
home at some point.
Yo, we did
I
two
feel like
shows
all
in
of
a
our
row.
wives are calling us.
We just did two
All
shows
of
in a
our
row.
wives
I got all the texts.
Two shows in a row, yo.
My
That's
phone's on
happens.
mute, so I have no
Right.
idea how many calls.
Right, we did a
Silly.
we just popped on.
Yo,
We literally
let
just
y'all know
popped on. We had a
gangsta,
great
man.
conversation. I love everything about it. I love
Absolutely.
all of y'all for this because
Yeah,
Show
man.
and a half.
it
Thanks
was
for having us, man.
Is this the First Amendment personified here?
Oh, don't
Literally.
speak that. That's offensive.
it might have been, you know what?
I'll show you offensive.
Hold on.
Let me show you why they call me a lumber sexual.
Let me show you some.
Yeah,
Let me
God.
show you some
Yeah,
lumber
I got some
sexual.
lumber to
show your ass. Pull out a 2x4.
I know Tom's
Hacksaw
probably the
Jim
only one
Duggan.
watching.
They already called.
Yo,
police.
you do look like Hacksaw Jim.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
No, he does not. No,
Pull
he
him
does
up.
not.
Pull him up. Pull up Hacksaw right now.
Pull up Hacksaw Jim. Can we get a Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Whoa, whoa,
And we
whoa,
pulled
whoa,
up Stefan.
That is
We
not
pulled up
Hacksaw.
Stefan eating Vaseline to make money in
Was that in
China.
the show earlier?
Star.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
we talked about that earlier.
Because we were talking about
That's
that
No,
earlier.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
That's
Hacksaw
not
Jim Duggan.
That's exactly
Hacksaw
what it is.
Jim
That's an actual Hacksaw.
Duggan.
Actual Hacksaw.
With
It's
the
literally an
2x4.
actual
I
Hacksaw.
got you guys.
Which
Well-
was ironic. He carried a 2x4, but he called himself Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yo,
Mm.
The hacksaw
Shut
cuts through wood.
the
I mean, I use a hacksaw to cut through pipe.
Conspiracy.
He is a real
there he
American.
is. There he
You
is.
guys. And he was a proud American,
Look at
yo.
That
Hi-
with the
flying that
American flag. That's
flying
it.
that flag high and
He could not be in a WWE right now.
Why not?
Yo,
He
they
probably
are
still
giving.
is.
They are
Definitely
giving.
be racist.
They are giving the championship to anybody black that's moving. You had a female champion that was black, Bobby Lashley, and I just started catching into like watching it.
He's been watching for past
I have
years.
not been watching it,
Yeah.
He's
but
never missed an episode.
but when I scroll through, you know what I have been watching? I do watch these new interviews that these old wrestlers be doing, talking about what happened back in the day.
the new interviews at the old okay.
Yeah, so they're
Series one?
giving some insights of what happened back in the day. So
Vintage
vintage. So I had to
It's like the vintage
follow.
Playboy that he watches.
Yes. Hacksaw Jim
Vintage.
Duggan. Vintage
That's-
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
This Friday After Dark back in the day.
Friday.
As a kid, man, that was the shit back in the day.
Yo, shout out to Malik Evans, who is actually a big WWE fan.
I thought you was going to say he was a big Friday After Dark fan.
That's racist.
he might be. I have no idea.
He might be,
Maybe.
but
He's a five-time champion.
How many times was that?
You guys don't know.
Was that
Never mind.
five?
You know
five
what?
time,
My
five time,
listeners
five
will
time?
get it. My listeners will
Was
get it.
that 25
My
times?
listeners will get it.
That's 125 times. That's
Yeah.
5 cubes.
No, see, no one's got it. Even Austin's over there like
What is going on?
five-time.
that
Five
means
time, five time, five time, five time.
I'm
five
sorry.
champ-
What were we gonna say to end it? We're gonna
Uh,
say Kanye West and John Leguizamo.
All of the lights.
well, no.
All of the lights.
See, I knew it.
No.
The other white guy in the room.
Cannot
Yo.
say that.
Hey, you can't.
What?
What?
All right, so we're gonna end this here on if
John
anyone out
Leguizamo.
there. This is
If anyone
late
knows
night.
Kanye West,
You know what?
can they
Hold
send
on.
him here?
Kanye
Can
West
they send
is
him our way?
he's 3 hours behind New York State time. So what time is it right now? 12.
Well, he's in Montana right now, right?
Half past him.
He owns like 20 acres. 40
Yo,
Should he be,
acres of-
should
All right,
he,
how about
should he be
this?
calling into our show right now?
My birthday is coming up in 10 days. All right. I would love to be able to go to a Kanye West.
What is the best Kanye West song ever? What is the best song?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Can't tell me nothing.
Can't
Yeah,
tell me
you
nothing.
Can't tell me nothing. It's a great
Nothing.
one.
Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, that
Gold-
gets me going.
Gold
Wait till
Digger?
I get my.
Nah.
It's all
The thing is, you
it's
gotta-
all
It's
graduation.
a club. That's like a dance.
See, for me, it was Through the Wire. Through the Wire.
Through the Wire was good.
Through the Wire
Through the
was
Wire
my
was good.
favorite.
That album was
Black
dope.
Skinhead.
College Dropout
Black
was
Skinhead was good,
yeah.
but
I
I'm
like
I'm
that.
a huge fan of.
Oh, say hello to the douchebags. Yo,
I used to get the party. I used to get ready for parties in college with that song.
That makes sense.
That's how much of a douchebag I was. In college. No lie, no joke, no joke, no lie. I swear to you, I used to get ready to that song.
Oh,
Love it. Love it.
Man, bro, I tell
it's
you.
all right. No shame. No shame.
Oh no, 100% no shame.
Yeah.
Not whatsoever.
There's no shame.
I
there.
got
I will say Jay
I took
Z's
full advantage of college.
Jay Z owes Kanye a lot because without Kanye,
made the
Jay Z
beats.
wouldn't have a couple of classic
I don't
albums.
know.
Mm.
Blueprint, Black
So
Album.
shout out to Kanye,
You
who's
know?
gonna be on this episode. We're
He's
at
coming.
episode 7. He'll be on 77.
He'll be on.
And thank you so much for coming back later on to see, watch, view, listen, consort.
God bless America.
Tolerate.
We almost here
Tolerate.
tomorrow.
God bless America as well. And if you didn't have a drink with us
Shame. For shame.
next
There's always
time,
next week.
next Wednesday,
bad.
have a drink with us. Just have one ready. And when
There's
we
always
pop one
next
open,
week.
we're gonna have a drink. We're gonna have a conversation. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, James, very much for staying
Amen.
with us. We had a great time.
After
hours, yo. We got
After parties.
Shout out to the after hours.
Cops is
Dan and
outside
Lavelle.
because we making too much
Yeah,
noise.
Tom called the cops on us.
IPD is ready, boy.
Shout out to Tom for allowing us to stay here.
Wait, who's the
Thank-
town executive
thank
right
to the-
now?
thank you
'Cause-
That's why we got you
producer
here,
here.
Lavelle.
Listen,
Yeah.
hey, y'all just get me
Lavelle's
out
the
of
fall
trouble.
guy.
Listen, y'all get me out of
He's
trouble. I get
faster than
pulled
all of
over.
us.
No, you gotta trip him and then we run.
That's right.
Yo.
It's like escaping a bear attack. You
Don't
just-
drive by me if I get pulled
Just
over.
push
being
Lavelle
black,
to the
man.
ground and keep running.
Yeah.
Listen, if I get that DWB,
I got you back.
James,
We got you,
calling
Lavelle. We
like,
got you,
yo,
Lavelle.
James, DWB.
I'll give you my business card to let you know.
We got you, Lavelle. You're in good
Shut up.
company. You're in good
And we got
company.
an attorney right here.
I
for you.
appreciate
Good
it.
company.
All right, y'all have a blessed night. See you,
Peace.
Austin. Play that funky music.
Amen.
Again.
Homosexual.
Yo, we just did 2 shows. I like that.
We could have had 5. We could have had 5 shows.